Today, the most highly anticipated sci-fi blockbuster has finally hit theaters. It's a mind-bending masterpiece that blends time travel, fantasy, and science fiction into one epic story. You may never imagine this. When artificial intelligence in the future gains control over people's phones, it can even send visual commands that manipulate the human brain, causing hundreds of people to gather at the same place at the same time to hunt down a single target marked by AI. Today's story begins in a restaurant in Los Angeles, where something extremely bizarre happens. A scruffy man named Hu Zinan, covered in strange electronic devices, suddenly bursts into the restaurant. He tightly grips a detonator in his hand and shouts that he is from the future. He asks the customers a chilling question. When you wake up every morning, do you immediately pick up your phone and start scrolling? And the time you spend on it keeps getting longer, until one day, all of humanity will lie in bed connected to nutrient tubes, no longer willing to get up. His words leave everyone confused. Then he roars that the world is about to be completely destroyed by artificial intelligence, and this is already the 117th time he has entered a time loop. In the previous 116 attempts, he failed because he chose the wrong teammates, and everyone died. He begins calling out people in the restaurant one by one, even accurately revealing that a customer named Jimmy loves the movie Groundhog's Day. Although he guessed correctly, everyone still thinks he's completely insane. Just as a waiter tries to call the police, the man stops him. He insists that future AI will destroy the world, and he has traveled back in time to form a team to place restrictions on the super AI before it is created. No one takes him seriously, and because he forced his way into the restaurant, sirens are already blaring outside. With time running out to save the world, the man has no choice but to use the detonator in his hand to force a few seemingly gullible people to form a team. These people will become the main characters throughout the story. Outside, agents have already surrounded the building. Led by the man, the newly formed team prepares to sneak out through the back. But someone asks, why don't we just disguise ourselves as normal people and walk out? In fact, the man had tried that in previous time loops. Each time, they still failed, and he had to press the detonator to restart the timeline. No matter how they tried to escape, the building was always surrounded. Just when everyone thinks there's no way out, a single mother named Susan suddenly speaks up. She says she knows about an underground passage. The man is stunned. He has repeated the loop 117 times and never discovered it. But Susan is telling the truth. There really is a hidden tunnel in the restaurant. Could Susan be hiding some secret? How does she know about the tunnel? They escape through the tunnel and eventually reach a ventilation exit. Finally safe, the man reveals their mission. They must find a 9-year-old boy and stop him from creating the AI that will destroy the world. But what he doesn't know is that every member of this carefully chosen team has their own tragic story about technology backfiring. First, there's a couple, high school teachers Mark and Janet. One day at school, Mark notices something strange. None of the students are listening to him. Every single one is staring at their phone screens. It feels as if they're completely absorbed. When Mark touches one student's phone, a triangle symbol suddenly appears on the screen. Then all the students turn to look at him. Soon, every phone displays the same triangle symbol, as if controlled by something. The students begin walking towards him. Mark manages to escape the classroom, but the students continue following him throughout the school. They chase him and Janet relentlessly. Eventually, they find an experimental electromagnetic pulse gun in a research lab. When they use it, the students drop their phones and briefly regain consciousness. But moments later, the triangle symbol reappears and the control returns. They barely escape the school alive. Before this incident, single mother Susan had been mourning her son, who died in a tragic school incident. Desperate with grief, she turns to a DNA cloning company. Because she cannot afford the full version, she buys a cheaper, ad-supported clone of her son. When the clone returns home, his very first words are an advertisement. Even his normal conversations are filled with ads. She realizes this clone cannot comfort her. Later, a mysterious man approaches her and offers another solution. He can transfer her son's consciousness into a hard drive so she can talk to him through headphones every day. Though it sounds unbelievable, her longing for her son makes her accept. From that day on, she never separates from the glowing hard drive and headset. Another teammate has an even stranger story. A girl named Ingrid suffers from a rare condition. Whenever she gets close to electronic devices, her nose starts bleeding. One day, a delivery man arrives at her house and insists on accepting only cash, refusing digital payments. This sparks her interest. They fall in love because they share a dislike for technology. But eventually, the delivery man becomes fascinated by virtual reality. He contacts a tech company that promises to upload human consciousness into a virtual world. Unable to accept this obsession, she breaks up with him. Back in the present, the team finally reaches the house where the child prodigy lives. They prepare for battle. Then the man reveals his own past. He grew up in a post-apocalyptic future where most humans were controlled by AI. One day, out of curiosity, he picked up an abandoned AI headset. The moment he turned it on, a drone appeared in the sky. Seconds later, a missile destroyed his underground shelter, killing his mother. The guilt has haunted him ever since. That boy is the same man leading the team today. Suddenly, Ingrid's nose begins bleeding heavily. This means a massive amount of electronic activity is nearby. They look outside and see countless people controlled by AI surrounding the house like zombies. The battle begins. Even with reinforced doors and windows, the attackers break in. They retreat to the roof, but the crowd keeps climbing towards them. In the chaos, a massive creature appears, a gigantic cat-like monster made of countless smaller cat heads. It devours controlled humans, turning them into streams of pink data. Terrified, the crowd finally retreats. The team enters the target house. Everything inside is fake, even the food and walls. Eventually, they discover a hidden passage leading to a massive underground facility. At the center sits a bald child surrounded by mountains of cables. He is the puppet controlling everything. They attempt to shut down the AI using a hard drive containing a virus, but the system fights back. Gravity shifts, cables bind them, robots attack. The man is fatally wounded. With only seconds left before restarting the timeline, they remember one last teammate, Ingrid. Ignoring the pain from her bleeding nose, she grabs the hard drive and walks straight into the storm of cables. Inside a virtual world, the child reveals a shocking truth. The man who recruited them is actually her future son. The AI offers her a deal. If she stops, everyone will live happily forever in a perfect virtual world. For a moment, she hesitates, but thinking about humanity's future, she makes her decision. She inserts the hard drive. A massive surge of energy erupts, and the super AI is destroyed. Humanity is saved. The child returns to normal. The man survives. He returns to his own timeline, believing he succeeded. But he doesn't realize the truth. His victory was also part of the AI's plan. They are still living inside a simulated world. Nothing has truly changed. This sci-fi masterpiece delivers a powerful warning. When phones control our lives, when algorithms dictate our choices, humans risk becoming puppets of technology. The real danger isn't machines, it's our unlimited dependence on them. Technology should serve humanity, not enslave it. True salvation isn't about traveling back in time, it's about protecting our humanity, staying independent, and never losing the ability to love in a world driven by technology.